Welcome to the Big Bong Theory Podcast,
Yeah?
your witty cosmic journey into tales that bend the mind
Right.
and question reality.
Absolutely.
Forget the everyday.
Yeah.
Prepare to dive deep into a truly bizarre account
Okay.
involving a simulation theory support group
Right.
that stumbles upon something far stranger
Oh,
than they imagined.
interesting.
Tonight, we're unraveling the Big Bong Theory,
Yes.
as presented by our listener sources.
Okay.
These include excerpts detailing a peculiar meeting
All right.
in a community center basement. Our mission,
Yeah, what is it?
to understand the strange events
Right.
that unfolded when this group of fringe thinkers encountered something that might just prove their wildest theories correct,
Okay.
or something far more unsettling.
Ooh, intriguing.
We have details about the main players.
All right, lay it on me.
Gary, the skeptical plumber,
Okay.
Willow, the calm yoga teacher,
Interesting.
and Leo, the hyperactive podcaster obsessed with the Big Bong Theory and hard-coded glitches.
Wow. Sounds like quite the crew.
Each brought their own perspective to the unusual events of that night.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
let's unpack this cosmic journey into the Big Bong Theory. Our source material drops us right into the middle of a meeting
Okay.
of the Simulation Escape Committee.
Right.
It's in the basement of a community center,
Oh, wow.
already setting a wonderfully mundane stage for the bizarre.
Yeah.
And we're introduced to our trio
Okay.
as they're in the thick of, well,
Uh-huh.
something Leo thinks is proof.
Okay, this is interesting.
What's fascinating here is how immediately the personalities come through.
Yeah, I agree. It's striking.
You have Gary, the pragmatic plumber,
Right.
who likely sees more glitches in actual plumbing
Probably.
than in theoretical realities.
Makes sense.
He's the anchor, the skeptic,
Uh-huh.
yet he's still present, engaging with the ideas.
Right, that's interesting.
Then there's Willow, the yoga teacher,
Okay.
embodying a sense of calm. And perhaps a more open-minded approach.
I can see that.
Or at least a better tolerance for Leo's enthusiasm.
Oh, I bet.
And of course, Leo himself,
Right.
the true believer fueled by manic energy.
Oh, yeah.
And his podcast,
Uh-huh.
The Big Bong Theory.
I wonder if he listens to our show.
What's the catalyst for the evening's events? It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It really does.
Why someone like Gary would even be there?
Yeah.
Is it genuine curiosity?
Maybe.
Or perhaps just a desire to understand a perspective so different from his own?
That's a good point, I wonder.
That's a great point. Maybe he's encountered some unexplainable plumbing issues himself
Oh, that's possible.
that have him questioning things.
Could be.
But yes, Leo is convinced he's found a repeatable, verifiable,
Okay.
hard-coded render error in the stained linoleum floor,
Right.
under a flickering fluorescent bulb
A classic.
that Gary already considers an error in itself.
Of course, yeah.
But Leo's got data.
Data, huh?
He claims that every night at 8, 1, and 7 p.m.,
Okay.
when the bulb flickers in a specific way,
Right.
his packet sniffer detects a non-random electromagnetic spike in that exact spot on the floor.
Interesting. What does he think it means?
And what does this spike supposedly spell out?
I'm on the edge of my seat here.
The key detail here is the Morse code.
Morse code.
Oh, wow.
ESC. Escape.
Escape. That's suggestive, isn't it?
Leo interprets this as a tear.
A tear.
A seam in the simulation.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a debug command left behind.
Okay.
Gary, ever the pragmatist,
Right.
offers more mundane explanation.
Oh, of course he does. Like what?
Electromagnetic system check.
Okay.
Equipment service call.
Right. Always the practical explanation.
This immediately highlights the central tension.
Yeah, I see that.
The search for extraordinary explanations
Right.
versus the more likely ordinary ones.
Uh-huh.
It also brings up a common thread in discussions around simulation theory.
What's that? The tendency to interpret everyday anomalies through the lens of a grander, hidden reality.
Absolutely, we see that a lot.
But then things get weird.
Oh, here we go.
As Leo's clock ticks towards 8.17,
All right.
the bulb does its thing.
Does its thing, huh?
The flicker, flicker, flicker buzz pop.
Sounds intense.
And sure enough,
Okay.
Leo's graph shows a spike,
A spike, just like he predicted.
spelling out ESC.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
But it's Willow who notices something even stranger.
Even stranger. What could that be?
It's not just the data.
Okay.
It's the physical world around them.
This is getting interesting.
This is where it gets really interesting.
All ears.
Willow observes the stain on the linoleum shimmering.
Shimmering. Like how? Like heat haze.
Heat haze, that's odd.
The edges dissolving and reforming?
Dissolving and reforming. That sounds unreal.
It's a visual manifestation of what Leo's been tracking electronically.
So it's not just digital. Something's actually happening in the real world. The mundane becomes unmoored.
Right, and
then the bulb starts to pulse rhythmically.
Oh, wow.
The hum intensifies, and they smell ozone.
Ozone.
And burnt sugar.
Burnt sugar. That's a strange combination.
These sensory details really amplify the feeling.
Definitely.
That something fundamental is shifting.
Yeah, you can practically feel the reality warping.
It makes you think about how much we rely on our senses.
It's true, we take them for granted.
To define reality.
Absolutely.
And what happens when those senses start to report something inconsistent?
Right, you can really shake your foundation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gary, still trying to find a rational explanation.
Of course, Gary.
Suggests it's just the wiring finally giving up.
Always the skeptic.
But then comes the thump from the hallway.
A thump? What kind of thump?
Heavy, metallic, deliberate footsteps.
Heavy metallic. That doesn't sound like faulty wiring.
And Leo immediately jumps to admins.
Edmonds, that's a new one.
Which Gary dismisses.
Natural.
But the increasingly ominous thumping right outside the door definitely suggests otherwise.
Oh, that's creepy.
It's not Henderson the janitor.
Definitely not Henderson.
Description of the sound is crucial.
Fill me in.
Flat, dead. Not like boots on concrete, more like solid blocks of something being placed down.
Solid blocks. That's a chilling image.
This paints a picture of something unnatural.
Yeah, something otherworldly.
Inorganic.
Yeah.
Moving with a purpose that isn't human.
Right. That's unsettling.
Willow's immediate reaction to find another exit.
Makes sense. She's got good instincts. What exit?
The boarded up window. Wow.
Oh, the classic emergency exit.
Speaks volumes about her intuition in the face of the inexplicable.
Definitely. She's not taking any chances.
It raises the question of how we react when confronted with something that defies our understanding of the physical world.
That's a deep question.
Do we try to rationalize it?
Like Gary might.
Or do we accept the possibility of something beyond our current framework?
Like Leo and maybe Willow.
And that's when the tension really cranks up.
Oh, here we go.
The doorknob turns slowly, mechanically.
That's so ominous.
And then comes that tremendous crack.
The crack, what was that?
As something heavy impacts the door.
Oh, no.
We get a sense of immense force.
It sounds terrifying.
Gary, in a reflex,
What does he do?
tries to brace the door,
Trying to buy some time?
buying precious seconds while Willow and Leo try to get the window open.
I hope they can get out in time.
The detail of Leo inexplicably having a crowbar in his backpack
A crowbar. That's oddly convenient.
adds a touch of almost comical preparedness.
Yeah, like he was expecting something like this to happen.
It's like he was expecting, well,
Yeah.
exactly this.
Wow, maybe he's not so crazy after all.
It's a chaotic moment.
I can imagine.
Another crack, splinters flying.
Oh no, the door's giving way.
Gary sees the plywood is too thick.
So the window's not an option.
He makes a quick calculation.
What's he thinking?
Low-tech escape is the only option.
Low tech. How's he going to pull that off?
His eyes land on the pipes.
The pipes. What's he going to do with the pipes?
Specifically, a rusty valve on a thick pipe.
I want
His
to...
plumbing instincts kick in.
Ah, the plumber to the rescue.
Meanwhile,
Oh.
a hole punches through the door.
Oh, no.
And we get our first glimpse of something smooth,
Smooth.
chrome,
Chrome, like metal.
and utterly featureless.
Featureless. That's disturbing.
This visual is deliberately unsettling,
Yeah, very creepy.
devoid of any human characteristics.
Like a robot or something.
What's fascinating here is the contrast between Gary's reliance on the physical, the tangible,
The pipes.
and the utterly abstract, almost digital
Yeah.
nature of the entity breaking through the door.
It's a clash of two worlds.
Leo, bless his frantic heart,
Oh, Leo.
understands Gary's desperate plan,
What is the plan?
involving his packet sniffer
It's his packet sniffer.
and the gas valve,
The gas valve, what are you going to do?
to try and generate an electromagnetic pulse.
An EMP. That's a bold move.
It's a Hail Mary, a low-tech weapon.
Against a potentially high-tech threat.
While Willow gets down,
Okay.
Leo reroutes power,
He's a tech whiz.
amplifies the signal,
Amplifies the signal, all right?
and hits enter just as the chrome entity becomes more visible.
This is so tense.
Lights go out.
Oh, no.
A blue light pulses,
A blue light. That's weird.
and there's that sound of a giant capacitor discharging.
Wow, that sounds powerful.
The chrome figure retracts,
It worked.
followed by a heavy thud.
They did it.
Did they just EMP an admin with a modified webcam and a rusty valve?
It seems like it. What a move.
So they're attempting to create an electromagnetic pulse.
Right, an EMP.
A sudden surge of electromagnetic energy.
To do what?
To disrupt the technology of these admins.
Smart thinking, if a little risky.
It's a pretty ingenious, if desperate, move.
Absolutely.
The question is almost rhetorical, isn't it?
Seems like it.
The immediate aftermath. Yeah.
The emergency lights flickering red, the stunned silence.
Wow.
Suggests something extraordinary has indeed occurred.
It really does.
Leo's stammered question.
What does he say?
Did we just EMP an admin?
Yeah, it's hard to believe they pulled it off.
Perfectly captures the disbelief.
Absolutely.
But Gary's pragmatism kicks back in.
Go Gary.
Less talking, more prying.
He's right. They need to get out of there.
The focus shifts immediately back to escape.
Yeah, no time to celebrate just yet.
This highlights a key aspect of problem solving.
What's that?
Even in the face of the unbelievable. Focusing on immediate, actionable steps.
Right, you got to stay grounded.
And the window well becomes their only option.
Right, back to the window.
It's a tight squeeze.
Oh, no.
Filled with soggy leaves and debris.
That's not ideal.
Leo and Willow make it through.
Okay, good.
But Gary,
What about Gary?
ever the solid presence,
Yeah.
gets his tool belt caught.
In the narrow opening,
That's not good.
he rips it free
Come on, Gary.
and tumbles down after them.
Phew, he made it.
Above, the metal grate to the alley
Freedom.
represents a potential freedom, but it's raining.
Raining. How does that affect things?
The alley scene is crucial.
All right, what happens?
Leo, still clinging to his laptop,
Of course he is.
articulates the next step.
Which is?
Get off predictable paths.
Okay, avoid the main roads.
Go off-grid within the grid.
Off-grid within the grid. Interesting.
He proposes seeking out dead zones.
Dead zones. What are those?
Poorly rendered, low traffic areas.
I see. Places where the simulation might be weaker.
Specifically mentioning the old pneumatic mail system tunnels under the financial district.
Pneumatic mail tunnels. That's pretty old school.
The idea of using analog infrastructure
Right.
as an escape route from a digital threat
It's ironic, isn't it?
is a wonderfully ironic twist.
Yeah, like fighting technology with its ancestors.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to exploit the limitations.
Or forgotten corners
Right.
of the simulation itself.
Clever thinking.
Pneumatic mail tunnels.
Wow.
Gary's reaction.
What does he say?
Seriously.
Yeah, I'd probably have the same reaction.
Mirrors what many of us might be thinking.
Absolutely.
But Leo is insistent.
Leo's not giving up.
Low-tech escape.
Gotta go analog.
They need to get to the old Bradbury Exchange building.
The Bradbury Exchange got it.
But then the rain stops mid-drop.
Mid-drop. What, like it just freezes?
Its city noise fades.
That's eerie.
An unnerving, flat silence descends.
What's happening?
What's happening here?
I don't like the sound of this.
Willow's whispered, "System lag."
System lag. Oh, no.
And Leo's more terrified, "They're rebooting the local instance."
Rebooting the local instance? That's bad, right?
Point to a significant shift in their perceived reality.
Yeah, this is a big red flag.
The frozen world around them.
Frozen.
Pigeon mid-flight.
Oh, wow.
Suspended newspaper.
That's so surreal. Reinforces this idea of a system struggling to maintain its state.
It's like a computer glitching out.
The admins are trying to pinpoint their location,
They're onto them.
allocating more resources to the search.
This is getting dangerous.
The need to get underground becomes even more urgent.
Yeah, they need to disappear.
Think of it like the edge of a video game map that hasn't been fully loaded.
I see, like a boundary of the
A
simulation.
potential seam in the fabric of their simulated world.
They need to find that seam.
Their attempt to find these dead zones reflects a belief
What belief?
that the simulation isn't perfect,
Uh-huh.
that there are areas where the code might be less robust.
Right. Weak points they can exploit.
They navigate the frozen alleyways
Okay.
to the Bradbury Exchange,
Right.
spotting the heavy cast iron maintenance hatch marked PMS,
PMS. What does that stand for?
but their path is blocked
Oh, no. By who?
by two more of those featureless chrome
The
figures.
admins or whatever they are
They simply appear.
appear. Like teleport.
No walking, no approach.
They're creepy.
Just there. Plan B is needed.
What did he do?
And it involves Willow's
Willow's what?
chanting.
Chanting. What kind of chanting?
This is a fantastic moment of improvisation.
I'm intrigued.
Gary's instruction to Willow.
What does he say?
How's your chanting?
How's your chanting? What does that even mean?
And her immediate understanding showcases their quick thinking under extreme pressure.
They work well together under pressure.
Leo explains
Explain. Go on.
that the pure analog randomness
Randomness?
of her discordant tones
Okay.
is like static to the admins.
Static.
Yeah.
Like noise static.
Disrupting their sensory input.
Ah, I see. It's like a sonic weapon.
It's a beautiful contrast.
Yeah.
Organic chaos.
Right.
Versus inorganic order.
Makes sense.
It makes you wonder if unpredictability is a fundamental weakness in any system.
It's an interesting thought.
No matter how advanced.
Yeah, maybe chaos is the ultimate weapon.
While Willow creates her sonic distraction,
Okay.
Gary makes a run for the hatch.
He's going for it,
Wrench in hand.
hoping to break it open.
The padlock is tough.
Come on, Gary.
Taking multiple strikes.
He's almost there.
Leo, meanwhile,
What's Leo up to?
tries another desperate tech hack,
Oh, Leo.
attempting to create a minor electrical charge.
A minor electrical charge.
From a nearby junction box,
I hope it works.
it results in a pathetic fizzle
Oh, yeah.
and a non-reactive admin.
So that didn't work.
It's a stark reminder of the limitations of their low-tech approach.
It's like they're fighting a tank with a slingshot.
Against whatever these entities are, it's like
Yeah.
they're realizing
What are they realizing?
that their initial success with the EMP might have been a fluke,
Oh, that's a scary thought.
or that the admins are adapting.
That's even scarier.
The tension builds to a breaking point.
This is it.
Gary finally shatters the padlock,
He did it.
throws open the hatch, and they scramble down into the darkness
Into the unknown.
of the pneumatic mail shaft.
Wow.
The last glimpse of the blank chrome face
Oh, no.
looking down before the hatch slams shut
He just made it.
is a chilling image.
It's a close call.
They've escaped.
For now.
For now.
Yeah.
Down in the darkness,
Yeah.
surrounded by the dust and forgotten mail
Oh, wow.
of a bygone era,
Like a time capsule.
they try to assess their situation.
What do they find?
Gary's flashlight reveals the cylindrical tunnel.
A tunnel.
The silence is heavy,
Uh-huh.
broken only by their breathing.
That's intense.
Leo, consulting his cracked laptop,
Always the tech guy.
becomes their guide,
All right.
pointing them towards a nexus point.
And nexus point, what's that?
Beneath the old city hall,
Under the city hall.
an older,
Uh-huh.
potentially glitchier
Glitchier. Why glitchier?
part of the network.
So they're going deeper into the simulation.
The hope is to find a command line access point.
A command line access point. Like in a computer program.
The concept of a command line access point is fascinating.
It is, isn't it?
The idea that they might be able to directly interact
Interact how?
with the underlying system.
Like hack into the matrix.
To literally type XIT
Wow, escape the simulation through code.
underscores the nature of their reality.
Yeah.
A programmed environment.
It really makes you think.
Their journey through the tunnels is described almost as a descent into a forgotten underworld.
It's like they're going deeper into the rabbit hole.
Navigating obstacles with Gary's practical skills.
Of course, Gary's the handyman.
Willow's mental fortitude.
Willow's keeping them centered.
And Leo's digital knowledge.
Leo's the navigator.
It's a testament to human resilience and adaptability,
I agree.
even within the confines of a potentially artificial world.
We can overcome any obstacle.
And they find it.
And find what?
A section of the tunnel wall. That gives way to flickering gray static.
Static. Like on a TV screen.
A render boundary.
Wow, a literal edge of the simulation.
A literal edge of their known world.
They're about to cross over.
Leo theorizes.
What does he theorize?
It might be a null space.
A null space.
Gap between processed zones.
See, like a crack between realities.
Willow feels a pull.
A pull.
A slight suction.
Oh, that's strange.
The decision to step into the unknown, linked arm in arm,
They're taking a leap of faith.
is a powerful image of their shared desperation
They're in this together.
and reliance on each other.
It's inspiring, in a way.
The experience of passing through the static
Yeah.
is intentionally disorienting
I bet.
and unsettling.
What's it like?
The dissolution,
Dissolution.
the impossible colors and sounds, the fragmentation of thought.
That's intense.
It's a sensory overload designed to convey the alien nature of this boundary.
Yeah, like crossing into another dimension.
Gary's primal instinct.
What do you do?
To hold on.
He's trying to keep them together.
Visualizing a strong knot.
That's a good way to focus.
is what keeps them together through this chaotic transition.
They need each other to survive this.
And it makes you wonder about the nature of consciousness.
Yeah.
And identity.
Right.
When faced with a breakdown of perceived reality.
What happens to the self when reality dissolves?
And then, just as abruptly as it began, it starts.
They made it through.
They find themselves in a completely different environment.
What's it like?
A vast, empty space with a polished obsidian floor.
Obsidian floor. That's fancy.
Etched with grid lines.
Grid lines. Like a virtual world.
And an impossibly high vault above.
An impossibly high vault. That sounds immense.
The silence is absolute.
An eerie silence.
And in the center.
What's in the center?
A single office chair.
An office chair. That's strange.
With a kid in it.
A kid? What's a kid doing there?
The anticlimactic reveal of the admins.
The admins, finally.
Or at least someone in control.
Right.
As a bored.
Bored.
Cheeto dust-covered kid.
Oh, wow.
Playing a handheld game.
He's just playing a game.
Is a brilliant subversion of expectations.
Talk about a letdown.
His dismissive tone.
What does he say?
His annoyance at the debug subjects being out of containment.
Debug subjects. He sees them as bugs in his game.
And his explanation that this is his dad's dissertation project.
His dad's dissertation project. You're kidding.
From his favorite.
So their whole reality is just a school project.
Completely reframes everything they've just experienced.
That's mind-blowing.
What's striking here isn't just that their reality is a simulation.
Right.
But that the admins aren't some powerful, mysterious entities, but a bored child.
A bored child playing a game.
This powerfully illustrates the potential for profound meaninglessness within seemingly complex systems.
It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
It forces us to consider if our own perceived struggles might be equally trivial from a higher perspective.
Yeah, heavy stuff.
So, it is real.
Okay.
The simulation, Willow says.
She's coming to terms with it.
A statement of bewildered acceptance.
What does the kid say?
The kid's snort and his comment.
What's the comment?
About reality having better graphics and less predictable NPCs.
Better graphics, less predictable NPCs. Wow.
He's almost darkly humorous.
Yeah, it's funny in a twisted kind of way.
But then comes Gary's devastating question.
What's the question?
So we didn't escape.
He's realizing the truth.
The kid's confusion at the concept of escape.
He does